Simon and Matthew find Mary, and she doesn't want to come back to the group. She doesn't believe in herself, because she was even saying, she's been redeemed, and she threw it all away, so she feels unworthy. And Matthew reminds her of all the things that she did that helped others because of what she was doing, following Jesus. Matthew's trying to tell her, he's saying, you're helping me, I'm studying Torah more because of you. And Rhema's studying because of you, because of how well a student you are. And, she starts feeling a little better. But the whole time I remember watching this episode, I was just thinking, how many times have I fallen away from Jesus? And there's been many, many, many times. And I'm just thinking, to watch it done in a show with one of his followers, it's very encouraging to watch, So they end up bringing her back to the group. She comes back, and she asks Mary, Jesus' mom, where is he? And she says he's in the tent. And she can't even look at him. She's so ashamed. And she goes to see him. And he turns around, and he looks at her, and he says, because she feels upset that he redeemed her and she threw it away. And he looks at her and he says, well, it wasn't that much of a redemption if you threw it all away after a few days. And Jesus looks at her and he says, did you really think you would never sin again? You really think you would never fall again? She says, I don't know if I can live up to it. He says, no, that is true. But you don't have to. I only want your heart. The Father only wants your heart. Give us that. That's all. And, I was watching The Passion of the Christ last night because Easter was yesterday. And I've seen The Passion before, and I know a lot of people have a hard time watching that movie. But what's so strong about that movie is that, Jesus fell, and he still got up. So even when we fall, just remember, Jesus fell after being whipped, carrying his cross 3 times, and he still got up. And he's the Messiah. If he can get up, so can we. Right? Jesus says, follow me. Do what I do. That has more than one meaning. So, I found that really encouraging. And of course he forgives her. So then they decide to go to this synagogue. I think it's where Mary wasn't allowed, Mary Magdalene, but she needed help. So on the Sabbath, when they go in, and this is one of the episodes I was looking forward to when it first came out, because they showed some of this in the trailers. So when this scene came up, I remember thinking, oh wow, here's that scene, because I wanted to see this. Jesus and his followers go into the synagogue while the rabbi is preaching, and there's a man there, and I think I don't know what disease he has, but he has something wrong with his hand, and Jesus decides to heal him. And the rabbi gets very upset about this, but Jesus heals him anyway, and they say, it's wrong to do that on Sabbath, it's wrong to do that. And Jesus said, what's worse, to heal or to kill on Sabbath? Because again, it's all about the heart, right? And Jesus heals the man, and one of my favorite lines in season 2. Oh, this was so funny. Because if you know about Jesus, you know Jesus is God in the form of man. So it's funny when the rabbi gets all angry about this and screams at Jesus. He says, if this man wanted to be healed, God would have done it himself. And Jesus looks at him and he goes, that's an interesting point. That was great. I love that line. That's such a good line. I don't know if Dallas came up with that or so. I don't know. One of the writers. I don't know who came up with that, but whoever did, that is brilliant writing right there. I love that. So that happens, and as they're leaving, the rabbi's screaming at Jesus. He's like, "What is the matter with you? What is wrong with you? Why would you do something like that? That's blasphemy. That's wrong." And Jesus looks at him after hearing what's wrong with you. Jesus is like, apparently everything. And they leave, and Jesus basically reveals to them that he is the Son of Man. And of course they don't believe him, and they're writing to the Sanhedrin, I think. But it's building up. But the one thing that I took away from this episode the most was that scene between Mary Magdalene and Jesus when she decides to come back, and like it's such a powerful scene, because I think that's something everybody can relate to, because we've all fallen from Jesus. We've all fallen. That's one of the reasons why Jesus came in the first place. Okay? Because he knew we were all going to fall. And don't think that you can't be forgiven. You can be forgiven. No matter what you've done, you can be forgiven. So really, really powerful episode. I loved it. I thought it was great. I love that scene in the middle. I love that scene at the end. Really good episode. I'll see you guys next week in episode 7. God bless.